Okay, this will be an interesting one. I've done a few of these. They don't normally turn out too great, but I'm going to try something different with this one. See if we can make it look interesting. Going to lighten right up. Okay, let's see what we have. We have here a drink coaster. Interesting, all these patterns and shit. So yeah, drink coaster. Makes me think of my life, because my life is a roller coaster. And that's what you could call a round coaster that rolls, a roller coaster. Sorry, bad joke, sick. But basically, my life is a roller coaster. I really have a lot of things happening to me. I'm trying to get my art recognised, and it really is difficult. I'm trying to work out how big to make this. 100's too small. At least we have social media, folks. I don't know how I ever coped without the internet, how I lived my life without having a hookup, without being able to look things up and watch videos on demand. It just amazes me how I coped with those dark days, you could call them. I just don't know how I did. And not having a mobile phone and social media on that. Because 10 years ago I didn't have a very strong internet connection. I had a prepaid phone and data, and it was really, fortunately I didn't have a huge appetite for YouTube, but basically I have now. It's all, I can't go back anymore, back to those dark days. I can't go back to those days, folks. I don't think many people could. But I used to be so scared of getting into debt that I didn't have all that luxury. Now that's still not quite. Because, you used to go to places like libraries for information, and if you couldn't get something at the library, you could go to what was called an interlibrary loan, and they would take weeks, often weeks, for you to get what you were after, the book that you wanted to read. I think it's a bit close, but I think that's good enough. So, it's basically, everything's changed, and we can't go back to those days, however much they seemed like romantic times for some people. My mum used to have a bit of internet for herself, but she's had problems, and she really hates her telco. She gets into fights with her telco. And basically, she's given up on the internet for the most part. She used to do a little bit of Twitter, but she spent most of her time without that sort of shit, so... Yeah, that looks interesting. Deep breath, folks. Yeah, that looks interesting. I'm wondering if we could use that. Maybe make that the centre of the job. Maybe there. I'm going to stretch it. So that's this, and this is what we're using. I was wondering when that was going to come up. Yellow. We can't replenish. We haven't got a spare one. So we're just going to do the old life extension trick. And it looks like this does look really quite nice. A little bit of those voids. But the shape of that looks really nice. So that's our other piece. Now we're just going to put the other pieces together when we're finished. Okay, out that comes. Anyway, that's come up looking quite nice. I think now we can call this demo quits.